Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another video. And if you're someone that is currently trying to get Google Ads to work and you have a low budget, maybe you only have like $500 to like $1,000 that you're willing to invest in Google Ads, then you're in the right video. Because in this video, I'll kind of like break down the strategy that I would follow if I were to basically like start from scratch in order to start making $100 to maybe like $200 per day in profit, which is actually pretty good. It's like almost like a full-time income, which is pretty great, right? So my name is Gary Lim, and I'm a 22 years old e-commerce entrepreneur based in Singapore. And throughout my entire 4 years of doing e-commerce, I've done over like $4 million on Facebook ads. I've done most of my sales with Facebook ads because that's when because I did that for like 3 years. But when I switch over to Google Ads, I think I've done like over 7 figures right now. I think maybe it's like 1.2, 1.3, and somewhere around there. So I kind of have like a vast knowledge in like the world of like dropshipping. And without any further ado, let's just kind of like get right into the video. So my goal for this video is to help you to understand the strategy and basically like the principles that will follow and the different important elements that is going to help you to make this a reality. All right. And you're obviously gonna learn the different elements of running a successful Google Ads dropshipping business. And the thing that you'd be wondering is like, okay, so Gary, why should I even use Google Ads? Is it even like worth using? So all in all, I would say, being very honest, Google is not the perfect platform. There are some pros and there are some cons just with any other platform out there, and eventually you just have to pick something that you feel is suitable for you. So one of the pros with Google Ads, and definitely the thing that I love the most, like absolutely the most, is the fact that it's extremely consistent and it's super duper long term, right? So this means that when you find like a winner on Google, you are probably gonna be running the product for like a very long time. One winner on Google can easily do like high 6 to like even 7 figures in sales, and they just like keep like banging out sales every single day. And in fact, I want to show you guys one of the stores that I did, which this is actually my first big winner on Google. We did over like $815,000 in sales in within the span of a year. I ran a product for a year. Actually, it's more over like $1 million in sales because we also had another store that was selling the same product, but we were selling to the German product. So it's a smartwatch that we sold that did over like 7 figures in sales, and that is just with one winning product. So imagine you have like 10 of this winning product, that's like 10M a year in sales. And the thing with it is like I probably would have done like much greater numbers with this store, but I had to stop running the store because of some issues I faced within the business. But anyway, I'm gonna share with you guys a case study of the store if you're interested to learn how I was able to generate this kind of results with this product. I'll leave a link down below. But back to the video. Okay, so super consistent and very long term. And the other thing that I like is also the fact that it's like really easy to manage. When you have like a winning product, literally it's like you don't really need to do anything. Like every single month, maybe you just need to check the bids and adjust the bids here and then. But once you kind of optimize your campaigns, you set the negative keywords and everything, there's really nothing to do, honestly. The thing is like there's like very high profit margins. So I found that a lot of like my winning products on Google, they easily do anywhere from like 35 to like 40%. So it also depends on the niche that you're selling into and what kind of products and how you market it. But I find that with other platforms, typically it's a little bit harder for me to achieve the higher profit margins. But on Google, because the search intent is so when people searching for the product, they really want to buy the product. They are already pre-framed to buy the product. Whereas on like Facebook, on like TikTok ads, you gotta like convince them to buy a product. So it's a different dynamic. So it's a lot. Your profit margins are typically gonna be a little bit higher. However, there are also a few cons that I wrote down here. So the first thing, which I absolutely hate about Google, which is extremely frustrating, considering for me, I've been running Google ads for Facebook ads for like 3 years, and I'm so used to the instant gratifying results where you just like launch a store, then the next day you get like 5-10 sales from it. So that's amazing. But Google, it's like the startup is extremely slow. You're gonna have to overcome like a few issues before you even can like start running ads. You gotta understand how to set up a Google Merchant Center. You gotta get it to be approved. And the thing with the ads also is it takes like 2 weeks, for it to like start optimizing. So all in all, it's a very slow process, and you want to expect at least like 3 to 6 months before you find your first profitable winning product. Assuming if you're someone that is like somewhat new, and in fact, if you like have zero like prior experience, maybe it might take even longer because you gotta understand how the platform works and you gotta be willing to put in the work. So the second thing is it is like quite hard to navigate around bans. I would say like this is probably like the toughest thing most people face in general, which is overcoming the Google misrepresentation. And I'm probably gonna leave like a few links down below for like different resources which you can follow in case if you wanna learn like these like topics individually, because each of these topics Can take anywhere up to like 10-15 minutes of explanation, and in this video is more of like the bird's eye view of what you're gonna get. So the third thing is most products they find on Google, they are not like super duper scalable, because they are the amount of people that is searching for the product is really predetermined, right? You cannot like magically be like, hey, you know what, here's the what do you call that, you know, like get like what's that thing, I can't remember, the genie, right? Genie, and then ask the genie to like, hey, you know, get more people to increase my search volume. It doesn't work that way. Because like the amount of people who are really interested in a product is really predetermined. So if you find like a winning product, you know, sometimes if you're lucky, right, and you find a really good one, they can do like 2-3k days, like you know, 6k days with just one product. But in most cases, right, maybe they're just doing like $500 a day in sales, $600 a day in sales, which honestly is still pretty good on Google, because of the fact of the longevity of this product. You can expect to run them for years. So $500 per day for like 3 years is like much better than like 10k per day for like 2 months, you know. So that's in my experience, because overall the profits you're gonna make is gonna be way more. So the first element is product research and store setup. So this is probably one of the most important elements of like building a successful Google Ads campaign. The reason why is because your products basically determine your success rate of your campaign. If you find like a product that doesn't sell, it's just not gonna work, no matter how good your campaign structure is, no matter how good the store is. So what I typically find that work the best for me is to find evergreen products, meaning products that people are searching for year-round. Typically for me, I don't really like to sell seasonal products, like Halloween products, typically this kind of stuff. I don't really like to mess with them, just because I don't really like, you know, selling a product for like 1-2 months and then it just stops like working, and then I have to wait the next year before I sell. I'm not really in that kind of game. I prefer selling something that sells like every single day, doing the same number. So every single day I know that I'm gonna make this amount of profits. Typically with these products, right, you also want to have like a unique selling proposition. So I want to show you my smartwatch, and I'm gonna use this as this is like a perfect example for what I mean. So this is a smartwatch, right? And typically if you go and buy like a smartwatch, it will cost anywhere from like $400 to like $500 very, very easily, right? Apple Watch is like $600, $700. I don't know how much it costs. I don't have one. Maybe you can buy me one. But for us, right, we were able to find like a seamless smartwatch with like the health monitoring features for like $23 on like AliExpress. So I priced the product at like $80, and if you put in comparison with like the rest of the people whom are like selling smartwatches, it's like just ridiculous, right? It's like it's really ridiculous, because other people, they are pricing at like 6 times higher than what I'm pricing at. So people whom are like the middle class, lower to middle class, they want to get a smartwatch. They're gonna look at my ads and they're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna buy this guy's smartwatch because they have like the same features as the Apple Watch, and maybe the brand is not Apple, but you know, the same features, and I'm paying like 6 times lower, so why not? So you know, that's what I mean by like the unique selling proposition. If you can find something like this for the products that you are there selling, you're gonna make a killing for sure. 100% you're gonna make a killing. Second thing, you want to find products with like a high search volume. So this is not like a very, I would say this is not like a set in stone, because I have like winners that don't have like super high search volume. But typically what I find is ideally, right, so for example, like if we look at the on my smartwatch, that is like over 200k searches a month just in the US alone. So your sales, right, the scalability of your product is going to be predetermined by the amount of search volume your product has. So ideally, right, if you have a product with a high search volume, it's gonna do a lot better. But the thing is, you don't also really want to stress about that, because a lot of products, right, there could be other searches that could lead to the same product that you are selling. For example, like if you're selling like a beauty mask, you know, like we know that beauty products are like girls are like buying them all over the world, but sometimes the exact search term for the particular beauty mask may not have a lot of search volume, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the product is not, there's no demand for the product, because other people could be searching for like face masks, for example, and that could lead to the beauty product that they could potentially be interested in. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So the other thing as well is I like to do like a one product store. I found that kind of like that's probably like have been like most of my success on Google, because it's like so much easier to get approved on Google if you have a one product store. They're also like more likely to convert, and they are like super duper budget friendly. It's like really they are like because if you sell a general store, right, you're gonna have like 20 products in the store, and if you have like 20 products in the store, how much money you're gonna spend to like get it to work. You're gonna spend like you're gonna spend a boatload of money, right? You're gonna spend a shitload of money. So that was one of the mistakes I made when I first started doing Google Ads as well. I did like a furniture general store, and I think I lost like 4 to 5k with the furniture general store because I was just adding like, a bunch of furnitures. I hired like a copywriter, I hired like people to like research products and stuff. And then every single week, what I did was every single day I just added like 4 to 5 new products in the furniture store, thinking that I'm gonna make it work, 4 to 5 sales. And I was making sales in the store, right? Don't get me wrong. I was making like wasn't much. It was like $400 or $500. Some days we did like 1k a day in sales. But then I was spending like 500 to like 1k a day on ads as well. What the hell? So every single day I was consistently looking money with the delusion that eventually I'm gonna turn it around, and it didn't turn around. Eventually I had to shut down the store because we just lost so much money. It didn't make sense for me to continue running it. So what I would say is you focus on one product store and you focus on, you wanna be like more product centric. A lot of people on Google Ads, they are so like store centric, meaning like they just launch many products, launch like 200 products and be like, yo Gary, why don't I have a winning product? I have like 200 products on my store, bro. I run a smart shopping campaign, none of them are working. Yeah, of course, because none of them is gonna work, because the products are not optimized. So focus on optimizing each product. So typically for me, I really like to do like a one product store, much more likely to convert. That works really well for me. So the second thing is the Google Ads listing. This is also very important in order for your campaign to be successful, and this is honestly how I pretty much differentiate myself from the rest of the competitors. This is how I'm able to like do over 7 figures on Google Ads. So you want to find keywords that are like relevant and highly targeted with like high search volume. All right. So for example, right, we have two examples right now. So we have this like smartwatch, right? So when you're doing your keyword research for a product like this smartwatch, most people, they're gonna just use like a smartwatch, right? Smartwatch for Android, smartwatch for Apple, smartwatch for iPhone, which is not a bad thing. But the thing that I noticed about this product is the unique selling proposition of it was the fact that it has the health monitoring features. It could monitor your blood pressure, it could monitor your heart rate, and it's still like freaking cheap, right? And the thing with people is, when they are searching for like a search term such as a blood pressure smartwatch, which only has 4,400 searches a month, and when they land on the product page, they are like so much more likely to buy the product than someone who is only searching for smartwatch, right? Because someone who is searching for smartwatch, they could be interested in all kinds of smartwatch. You don't know what kind of smartwatch you're interested in. But if someone is searching for like blood pressure smartwatch with even though the search volume is not big, it's like so much more lower. But for me personally, like 10 out of 10 times I'll pick the high blood pressure smartwatch search term. That's just so much better because for some reason, right, Google, they seem to what they're gonna do is they're gonna kind of like rank your keywords as I don't exactly know if this is like true, but from my experience, whenever I do that, right, my results just seem to perform a lot better. So just do that, don't listen to my explanation, just do that. All right, find like high converting targeted relevance keywords, ideally with high search volume. If they don't have a high search volume, it's fine as well. They don't need to be like super high. As long as it's like more than 1,000 searches a month, I think it's fine. Okay, so the second thing they can do is like test both white background and a lifestyle based images. So on Google, right, what you're gonna find is that there's like many different ways to launch your ads. So one of the ways that you can use to launch your ads is to find, so there are different kind of images with Google, right? So for example, with this product here, this is what I call like a white background image, and then this is what I call like a lifestyle image. So ideally you want to test like everything, this white background, this lifestyle, and then this like other one. So the thing is like this makes a huge difference in your results, right? And this is how I basically how I get like some products that are not like winning products to become like a super winning products, because I just like test all these different kind of images, and one of the image has like a 2% plus click-through rate, for example, which is actually what happened. And because of that, like I was able to decrease my cost per click by like half. Normally I would pay like 50 cents per click, but now I'm paying like 25 cents for the product. Ridiculous. And we are getting like 1,000 clicks a day, and then it was like profiting. So that's what you can do as well. So yeah. So moving on to the third element, right, which is like breaking down campaign results, because I think this is something that a lot of people don't have grips on. And honestly, right, you don't to me this is just really common sense, but common sense is not so common nowadays. So I want to explain a little bit, alright? So the first thing is you don't really want to get attached to a product, especially if it's not working. And just don't get attached to a product in general, because the thing is that 90% of products is test, I would say even like 95%, depending on how good you are. they're not gonna work. Especially if you're new, most products you test, they're not gonna work. So that's fine. All you're doing when you're new is you're gathering data, you're learning, you're improving your skill sets, and then hopefully you actually find something to work. That's what you're doing, right? You're not like trying to get your first product to work. You're not doing that. Okay, you're learning and you're improving your skill sets. Okay, so don't get to attach to a product if it's not working. You wanna kill it fast and move on fast. Move on even faster, you know, if the initial results are not great, especially. So for me, like nowadays, what I do is, if I would say, for example, right, let's use this smartwatch as an example. I love this example. Selling it for $80, right? So my ideal cost per purchase for this product is gonna be somewhere around $30 in order for me to be at like 25% profit margin. So if I spend about, say, if I spend about like $70 for this product, and if I get 0 sales, I'm just gonna cut the campaign off and I'm just gonna move on to the next product, right? This doesn't mean that this product cannot work, but this means that if I spend like $70 and already gotten 0 sales, the initial results are already not promising enough for me to continue running the results, continue running the campaign, unless the add to cart ratio is like really high, meaning that like people there are already like a potential interest in the product. Maybe people are just like not buying the product yet. That could happen as well. But for most of you guys, right, that are watching this, you don't wanna like, basically the whole point is you don't wanna invest all your money into like one single product. You wanna like kind of be smart about it, and hopefully with like $500 to $1,000, you can test like 10 products at least. And with 10 products, the chance of finding a winner is 50-50 for you, maybe like 50-50, right? So you wanna study the metrics, and ideally, right, the kind of metrics that you wanna look out for is like, you wanna like a 5% plus add to cart ratio, ideally 5% plus. That's like the least. A low cost per click on Google. Most of my winners, right, the cost per click I'm paying for are like 50 cents, 40 cents, some for like 20 cents, but that's like kind of like yeah, that's like super rare. But ideally you want to pay like 50 cents per click, and it's getting like, you know, 500 to 1,000 clicks a day. That's ideal, but most of the time it's not gonna happen for you guys. So you still want to get like 2+ return on advertising spend. Alright, so actually I'm gonna go in. I don't know if this is gonna be helpful, but I'm gonna go inside my Google Ads account, and so I want to give you guys like a little kind of I want you guys to see like how like a winning campaign kind of looks like. So this is for my smartwatch product. So right, we spent about 283,000 Singapore dollars, which is about 200k USD for the main campaign, right? The cost per click was about 76 cents, which means we are paying about, I think, like 50 cent or like 60 cent like USD. We had about like 2.05 ROAS. So Google says here is 2.405, but in reality it's more like 3. So right, so typically, right, when you see results like this, this is like, for me, this is like I would say this is like a winning product for sure. But this is like a really good. But normally, right, what I found with like my other products is like the returns with Google Ads product, they are gonna be a little bit higher. Like I have products that have like 2.5 returns, and also you also really got to consider your profitability of product, meaning your cost of goods. So if your cost of goods is like really low compared to the price of the product you're selling, for example, right, if your cost of goods is like $10 and you're selling the product $50, 2 returns is like freaking good. 2 returns is probably gonna be about like 30% profit margin. And considering that Google doesn't attribute all of the sales that you get in the breakdown of the results, that means you're probably gonna be making a 40% profit margin if you have two ROAS. But all in all, the point being is you wanna really study your metrics, and this is something that I think a lot of people don't do, which is why they're not like getting good results. You must be able to like analyze your metrics, and from the data that you're receiving, you must be able to make the right decisions. And this is perhaps like one of the most important skill sets that you're gonna develop in order for you to, number one, conserve your budget, and number two, to find more winning products. So I hope you actually got some value out of this video, and if you did, hit a like, and let me know if you got any questions down in the comment section box below. Personally, I'll try to answer to everyone, which I actually do answer to everyone because I have a relatively small fan base on YouTube, so I can talk to everyone. So you can ask me any questions you like. I guarantee you that I'll reply you. Maybe not. If you pay me money, maybe I'll be like more incentivized to reply you. But jokes aside, if you're new to my YouTube channel, I will hit the subscribe button as well, and I'll see you in the next one.